Welcome to another episode of the Chaotic Sports Podcast. My name is Chris Sarda. This is my co-host, Angelo Soboro. If you wanted to find us or talk to us, you can go to Twitter at Chaotic Sports. You can go to the website, chaoticsports.com. Or you can just find me directly at Chris Sarda. We both run Chaotic Sports. Angelo's on it a lot, does a lot of the betting stuff. But that's the way to contact us. Otherwise, we're just going to do another episode of bullshitting about sports and whatnot.
Wow,
it's another DIY, do-it-yourself kind of wackaloo. Just, did you prepare anything?
No, but that's the beauty of the show.
You just know.
I mean, we're just gonna roll with it.
Yeah, I mean, we're just sports fans. I mean, I wish that this was a baseball show, or I wish this was a hockey show, or a football show. The truth is we're just asshole sports fans making a podcast. I do want to say one thing before we get into anything.
What's up, man?
I owe you... Oh, I forgot the other co-host. This is Zachary Sarda. He is only 13 months, but this is so DIY that we let him just grab the soda bottles, beer bottles, tripods.
Water
we just
bottle,
did a video. Water bottles. You say whatever you want in this show. He's literally taking a dump right now on live. That's Zachary's taking. Huh?
I don't think he is.
You don't think he's taking a shit?
No.
He's taking a shit.
For real, standing up?
Huh?
When's the last time you did that standing up?
He like sort of leans.
No.
He's taking a dump.
Standing up.
Zachary, are you pooping?
No, man. I just think he's. I think he's just into the show.
We're literally gonna have to pause the
And
show.
there's also dogs here, right here.
No, this is him pooping. Anyway, we'll see. There'll be a break in the show.
We'll see. If it happened, it happened. Let's investigate.
Do I change him live and talk about sports at the same time, or do I pause it?
I think you pause it. Go take him somewhere.
No, I don't take him. I change him right here.
All right. I said we pause it because if it really went down, we need to investigate this. Okay, he went. The dog's smelling him. Let's pause it. Let's go. Let's pause this and let's come back after a commercial break from our sponsors.
We're literally 2 minutes into the show.
Yeah,
Can we pause it? I gotta let him finish. Look at this.
We got a commercial.
Look at that
break.
move. Whoa! Look. Do you make those faces when you're taking a dump?
I don't think I've ever went to the bathroom standing up.
No, but you make them when you're sitting on the throne.
Yeah.
Well, let's get in. Let me just apologize to you. We're gonna let Zachary finish taking a dump.
That was a hell of an opening. Like you're talking about like babies going to the bathroom. Like
I need to apologize to you.
Yeah.
So the last podcast that we do, that's a Game of Thrones, Marvel music, Star Wars movies and stuff like that, geekdom, fandom, that kind of thing. I talked a lot of shit about you talking low.
Yeah, you did.
And you, feel like you do, but we listened back to the episode. It didn't sound that bad.
That's just how I sound. I can't help that.
Huh? But you have a carrying voice.
It does carry.
But when you whisper, it doesn't carry.
No, but you're right though. After listening to it, I was almost louder than you, probably.
No, you weren't anywhere near louder than me, but it wasn't as bad as I felt like. I felt like you're not excited. I think that's my problem.
No, dude, we're here, right?
So
if I wasn't excited, I wouldn't be doing this.
I hope people. That's true. I hope people will go listen to it and give me a lot of shit because I did point it out like 7 to 10 times in an hour 20 minute show, right?
All right, we're over.
So now I won't. We're over it. I just want to apologize to you. Now I think it's time to take a break.
All right,
to change our co-host.
Have a word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back.
This is the only podcast where Chris Sarda has actually changed the diaper of 2 co-hosts, you and Zachary Sarda.
There you go.
Okay, the thousands and thousands of Chaotic Sports listeners did not feel that pause. What I want to know is why you run away every time a baby takes a shit.
Yeah, I don't run away every time.
You run away the 2 times you've run away.
No, I mean it's a break time. Get our endorsements in, get our sponsorships in. Take a break. You do your thing. Step out, get some fresh air.
Is that what you're calling it?
Yeah, that's all.
So anyway, this isn't a shit show. This is a sports show.
It's kind of a shit show, but in a different kind of number 2. It's a number 2 show, but it's
the number 2 sports show in the world behind that asshole Skip Bayless.
No, it's behind some of the else.
Anyway, a bunch of stuff to talk about. We got a baby. He'll give his literally his opinions are probably more thought out than yours. He doesn't even know a word.
No, he knows a word.
Anyway, let's get on with it. So, this is actually a great time to be a sports fan if you're not one of those assholes that are like, I don't like this sport. I don't like that sport. Hockey, and basketball have been really good. We actually got 2 great games today. We had a great hockey game last night. We had one of the best basketball games ever a few nights ago. So it's actually just really good. NHL and basketball playoffs, even though basketball is a little one-sided, it doesn't feel like it right now because the Golden State Warriors, even though I still think that they're going to come out victorious against the Rockets, they look vulnerable. You know, where Milwaukee and
well, doesn't Toronto look vulnerable? But they've been balling lately.
Yeah, but Milwaukee and Toronto, I almost said the Celtics accidentally, or the 76ers, but where Milwaukee and Toronto have just, we know that they're vulnerable, but they've looked great. They've looked like they're on their game, So I'm not ready to say that the Warriors aren't going to win it. Obviously, Kevin Durant is going to get his, and Steph Curry is going to get healthier.
I'm sticking with my picks, Toronto versus Golden State in the finals.
Yeah, and I think that's still a solid pick. I think that's my
I think a lot of people were saying earlier Sixers or Celtics.
Yeah, but how bad do you want to see the Raptors and Milwaukee play each other? I do.
In the finals?
Well, in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
I want to see that. I mean, even though I agree Raptors, I wouldn't be surprised if Milwaukee gets there, obviously, right?
I mean, is Milwaukee if the Greek Freak leaves, or if he stays and they get one Anthony Davis or one big player, are they just ready to dominate for several years?
I think so.
I think so, too. Because, if somebody joins the Greek Freak or if he goes somewhere else, I think it's domination time in the East. I think they're going to go to 5 straight East Finals.
I think so. I mean, especially if it's a guard type player, then you're big. Because the Greek Freak's big problem, right, is how he is as a shooter right now, and no real behind the arc shot. I mean, if he had that, he'd be the full guy. I mean, Bledsoe's great, but still,
they need another baller.
Yeah, I like Bledsoe too. I mean, maybe if they got another 2 guards, something like that. I don't really know. We'd have to look at it. We'd have to really look at it in depth. Like, we could do a whole show about it. But, I mean, it feels like they're a step away from big domination. But or at least challenging domination.
Does that one big player want to go to Milwaukee, though?
I mean, that's true, too.
That's the problem.
I mean, that's true, too. Maybe it's got to be a European player.
Or is the Greek Freak going somewhere else?
Eventually, he could. Yeah. We'll see. But, I mean, basketball's been great. Tonight, we have Game 7 of the
jumping to hockey now?
No. Is it 2-2 or 3-3 right now for Golden State? Oh, it's 2-2.
Not Game 7.
It's Game 5. I'm sorry. We have Game 5.
Could possibly be the last game in Oracle Arena. Ever.
That's true. Against the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. Now, I would say that the reason that the Rockets will end up losing is because they lost such a close first game. That first game was really close. It didn't work out in the end. And I think to beat the Warriors, I mean, I think any team's beatable. I think to beat the Warriors, though, you need to have all the luck fall your way. And when the Rockets don't have luck fall their way in Game 1, that's cool that they can make it a series. But theoretically, it should be 3-1 right now again. So instead, it's 2-2.
You go on Game 7.
It could go to Game 7. I still think the Warriors come out ahead in the end. Yeah, and for the reason that if the Rockets were up 3-1 right now, I might be changing my tune. I might say that that's not going to happen again. That the Warriors are going to come back from 3-1. The Rockets aren't going to go on a 28 3-point shot deficit or missed streak.
But
aren't they did?
Aren't they so capable of closing out a series like Game 6 in Houston?
Who, Houston?
No. The Warriors.
Of course, the Warriors are capable of anything. I'm so sick of talking. I mean, let's just assume we know the Warriors are unbeatable or could be unbeatable. Now it's like, hey, these Rockets aren't as good as they were last year, but they're still giving the Warriors a run for their money. It could theoretically be 3-1 because Game 1, the Rockets could have took it. So it could theoretically be 3-1.
The Warriors still have Durant and Curry. So people are gonna underestimate them, and then all of a sudden they're gonna win by 20 and finish the series.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen anyone underestimate them. So no one thinks. What I'm saying is the Rockets shouldn't be underestimated, but they didn't get that lucky Game 1 win. It didn't fall their way. So now to me it's impossible for them to really win.
It's just 2-2. No DeMarcus Cousins. Warriors kind of struggling. And so some people are kind of like, having a little
Curry's
doubts.
a little hurt. Stephen A. Smith reports that Klay Thompson's unhappy being a number 3 guy.
He's always been a number 3 guy or 2 guy or whatever he's been.
Well, he's been at least a 2 guy, but being a 3 guy is different. He doesn't get as many shots. And then, he doesn't get as many shots. If he doesn't get a chance to get hot, then, his percentages and his stats look bad because then you don't go to him as much. I get it. I mean, I think Klay Thompson is a 1A, 2 level player. So I get his problems. But, I mean, if you have Durant on your team and you have Curry on your team, you're trying to get Curry going, you're just not going to get that many shots. It's just not going to happen.
He already knew that.
No. Well, he's mad about it. He doesn't. I'm sure he knew it. He still doesn't mean you're happy about it.
No, I think that's whoever said he's mad about it is just making up stories.
Well, Stephen A. Smith said it.
I think he's making it up because Thompson, when Durant went to the Warriors, Thompson already knew that he's going to be getting less shots, handling the ball. The ball less. He handles the ball way less anyway.
Knowing something is different than being annoyed by it and being ready to leave the team.
Yeah, remember he was 35,000 less dribbles than Harden. I mean, he doesn't have the ball a lot. It's just catch, shoot. Curry has the ball, Durant has the ball, and then one game, Thompson will score 50 or something, and he'll go off.
Yeah, he doesn't like that. I think that's the idea that he doesn't like it. But hey, if Durant leaves, then he's the number 2 again. He's the number 2, at least scoring wise. The second choice scoring. So it could be like it was 3 years ago, right?
Or Curry leaves and goes.
Curry's not going
out.
out.
Curry. I mean Thompson. Thompson leaves and goes to.
Thompson could leave too.
The Lakers, goes to the Knicks, goes to the Bucks to play with Great Creek or something like that.
I mean, Thompson playing LeBron is a big deal. So I don't think anyone, to be honest, underrates the Warriors. I think that's a crazy thing to say. I think the Rockets might be a little underrated, but I also don't think that Game 1 not going their way sort of ruins it for them. On the other side, Toronto, basically crushed their opponent yesterday out of nowhere. Didn't have any problem.
No, they had pass goals, scored a lot. Kawhi had a double-double for sure. I mean, he was like 20 and 10, 20 and 12.
Yeah.
He didn't even have a good game as you would think. For as big as they crushed him, Kawhi wasn't like 40 points or nothing. It was like 20-some points.
Well, it was what everyone was waiting for, right? Is Kawhi going to do everything or is he going to get some help? He finally did get some help. So, he had 21 points and 13 rebounds, 4 assists, like you said. A very good game, but certainly not like, if the Rockets win by 25-30, Harden had a 40-point game, right? So finally, everyone was on. Lowry had a great game, as did Green. Yep, Pascal had 25. So other people started playing. Now, while it's true other people started playing, what is this a reflection on the 76ers? Because I think that the 76ers have a lot of talent, but there's clearly a chemistry issue.
They're just young. They're not really ready to dominate her. They're a few years away.
Yeah, but I don't know that team stays together that long. Jimmy Butler's leaving. And he's been their best player, which is weird.
Yeah, Embiid's out of the league in like a couple years.
Embiid is?
Yeah.
Why?
Injuries.
Because of injuries? Well, a lot of tall guys get injuries.
His back. He can hardly move. He had like 10 turnovers last game.
Well, so did Ben Simmons was worse. Ben Simmons was terrible.
Bad too. But I mean, these are the type of turnovers that you're like, is this guy
playing for reals?
No. Is he
joking?
On drugs? Is he on pills? Is he... Because the type of turnover, he was throwing it to, like, the stands. Like, you're like, what is this guy doing? If you see the replay, I saw a bunch of turnovers. It's, like, no way possible that he could have made the turnover, and he just did.
It's almost like he's on the other team.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect, exactly. It's like he had there was a big bet on the other team. The turnovers that I saw.
That were that bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everyone's bad. I mean, Embiid is one of the best players in the world. Maybe injuries get to him. I mean, we saw Yao basically had a Hall of Fame career, but could have had an elite career. He just kept getting injured. So Embiid might be similar, maybe not quite the Yao level, but might be similar. But I don't know that team staying together. There's just it seems like no one likes each other. There's 2 teams in the league that should be really good, but personalities are getting in the way. The other one is Boston.
Celtics,
Yeah, because Kyrie is on his way out. I mean, that team, it's funny how things can switch so quick with the Celtics, because that team was that team a few years ago when Kyrie was hurt and Gordon Hayward was hurt, somehow they came out and were like challenging people. A bunch of guys stepped up.
Something like the East Finals or something.
Yeah, just looking great. I mean, they ended up losing to LeBron, but that, everyone in the East has done that 8 years in a row until this year. And now Kyrie's there. Gordon Hayward's not what he was. He had a good game a few games ago, but it's going to take maybe next year.
He's not fully healed.
Yeah, there's still a mental aspect. So he's not what he was.
Tatum's
struggling, but he's not getting the touches he was because all these other players are there, and Rozier's the same way. But I mean, there's just the chemistry's gone. There was great chemistry last year when these guys were hurt, and now the stars are here and there's no chemistry. Everyone knows Kyrie's leaving. He's probably going to go be a Laker, So it's weird because I think that we can even have a better, more exciting East if the 76ers and the Celtics got their shit together. So basically, I'm just waiting to see the elite series in the East, which is Milwaukee and Toronto.
We could see that for sure because of Sixers are struggling.
Yeah.
Celtics are not carrying or whatever they're doing.
Yeah, being very passive.
So this is the year for Milwaukee or somebody to go through the gauntlet.
Yeah, this is a great microphone that you sound as loud as me.
I mean, if I want to get really, really loud, it'd be too overbearing.
No.
So I'm not going to start yelling or.
I gotcha.
I mean, you brought it up again.
I'm sorry.
I mean, this guy just said, it's like when you get an apology and it's not meaningful or it was just basically like, why did I get an apology when somebody brings it up 5 minutes later?
You're right.
You're right. So we're enjoying the playoffs. It's not what it once was.
I think that if you pay attention, it sort of is what it once was. It hasn't been what it was the last few years, but these playoffs have actually been pretty good.
But we're just getting some
Blazers action.
I know we're just getting
stupid
calls and people whining about stuff, and
that's happened forever. That's happened in the '90s. It happened when it was a more physical game. I don't want to go into that because that's just it's lame to keep talking about that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's not what.
So who's going to get in? Who's going to get in? Who? So we think that the Warriors are going to make it. Who are the Warriors going to play in the Western Conference Finals? Who's going to scratch and claw at them? Denver's going to get through.
Yeah.
Man, it looked like the Blazers just had Denver's number in Game 1. I thought that it wasn't going to happen.
Denver was
3-2 now.
Denver beat them by like 20-something yesterday.
Yeah. Denver had a significant win, but man, I just can't count Lillard out, dude.
It's hard. It's hard because Lillard's gonna put up 50 in Portland, but I think Denver gets him because Denver's a higher seed. Denver's gonna beat him at home. So that could be a game, 6-7, whatever it's going to be.
So if we don't bitch about people bitching, like there's actually some good matchups here. It's still like we sort of know who's going to win, but they look vulnerable. Golden State looks vulnerable at least. I mean, if the Rockets take them to Game 7, if Denver scratches and claws at them and it goes 6 or 7, and then if the Greek Freak gets on fire or Kawhi Leonard just, gets in that mode where he last won the championship, when you remember those playoffs from like 2 or 3 years ago when they won. If he gets in that mode, it's
just take over the game.
It's like I'm saying that it's just not a write-in that Durant gets another title with Golden State. We've seen this team lose before.
No, it's not a write-in.
Yeah,
it's not a write-in.
So I mean, they look a little vulnerable. I mean, there's another part of me that says Curry gets healthy by then. That he's holding back a little. He gets healthy by then, and
he's holding back for the finals.
Holding back. He knows that he's a little injured. He's not 100%. I mean, we just said Klay Thompson may or may not be unhappy or that he knows he's number 3. But at any time, he could break away for 50. We know that he can.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot going on in the NBA that I think still makes it sort of fun. Still makes it sort of exciting to see what's going to happen. Hey, I would like the Warriors to be one step lower, so I don't know who's going to win. But then again, in the 90s, we knew who was going to win.
And it was still fun, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, part of it is, I think, the Twitter mindset, the complain about everything. I mean, we complain that everyone's complaining about ref calls and every ticky-tack call, but then we complain about it every fucking minute, too. Like, just watch basketball for what it is. Watch baseball for what it is. You know what I mean? There's some dumbass baseball rules. We've gotten used to them. The DH has been around forever. I fucking hate it. I got used to it.
You're used to it. So if you see the Golden State wins 3 in a row, a lot of people want to see 4 in a row.
Yeah, then it's like,
Durant,
who could beat him? What if Durant leaves? That's a storyline.
Durant might not leave if they win this year because wouldn't he want to try to win 4 in a row?
I think it's more likely he leaves this year.
If he wins 3 in a row?
Yeah, I think now he's ready to go build a team, right? Because so he basically did what LeBron did when he left Cleveland the first time. I need a championship, so people don't make me Patrick Ewing. I need to just get the championship off the belt, and now we can go back and build up the Knicks. Or I don't think he can be a Washington Bullet. That's what we call it on this show.
It's too late, right? It's too late to be a Bullet.
Yeah, too late. Maybe not. I don't really know. To me, I'm excited to see what happens. I mean, here's where I know he's not going to go. There's 2 places I know he's not going to go. He's not going to OKC. He's not going to Lakers for sure.
Who?
Durant. He's not going back to OKC, and he's not going to go play with LeBron. He's going to go try to build a team on his own, or he's going to stick with the Warriors.
Now, my thing, what I would say is, it's 100% sure he doesn't go to OKC.
Yeah, of course.
But the Lakers would be like, I have no idea.
I have no idea too. Maybe LeBron convinces him, but I think Durant now he's sensitive enough that he's like, okay, now I got to go do something. I got my championships.
He wants to do his own thing.
Now I got to go be calm. The problem is that there's no calm if you go to New York.
No,
there's way more media. Yeah, there's way more media.
If he wants calm, he goes
to like New Orleans,
Milwaukee.
Oh,
yeah, he goes plays with the Greek Freak, or he goes plays with the Kawhi.
Wherever Kawhi, I think he's going to the Lakers for sure. Maybe the Clippers. I think he'd be a great Clipper, Durant.
We have a lot of. That's part of the fun, though, right? We want to know where the Greek Freak plays, Kawhi.
Yeah, off season is going to be a good time.
Yeah,
off season is going to be a good time for NBA.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. It's part of the fun
for sure. Yeah, so even after we stop talking basketball, the actual games, off season will be a good time. Yeah. Now, as Las Vegans, obviously we're disappointed that our Las Vegas Golden Misfits got knocked down, possibly on a bullshit call. We already talked about that. But the truth is that hockey is still going on, and there's some exciting series. For example, last night, I only got to watch the highlights. So why don't you tell the people what happened last night? Blues.
Well, last night was a battle for the ages, kind of a low-scoring type of game, back and forth. Goes to overtime, double overtime.
Well, defensive, a lot of good saves.
Yeah, it was like so Blues win in double overtime.
Yeah.
To move on. I mean, it's basically what do you want in a game 7?
An elimination game.
Wouldn't you want that double overtime?
Yeah.
Game 7.
And it caught the Stars because I think the Stars. I think at the first month of the season they were in last place. I think they were 300-1 at one point. And then they came and made the playoffs, and and back and forth they've had issues with scoring that seem to have gone away, but it showed up in this series, especially in Game 7. It showed up that they couldn't get any scoring done.
It was 1-1 after 1, and then both teams didn't score in the second and third.
Yeah, so.
But a lot of the over-unders for that series was 5.
Yeah,
I mean that was a low scoring.
People knew it was going to be low scoring. So. It's one of those games, though, where you watch the second and third period, you're like, oh, maybe it's not a good game. And then overtime starts, you're like, holy shit, it can end any second now. It can end any second. So that was great. We also got a Game 7 today between the San Jose Sharks, who were hoping to lose, against the Colorado Avalanche, who also have been a team that I've not liked in the past, but right now I hate the Sharks. Pavelski's coming back since his injury.
We were talking about that. It's a Game 7 that some people see. You love to cheer for your team or cheer for your enemy. I mean, that's just how
cheer
people
against
are.
Your enemy.
Yeah, cheer against your enemy, or you cheer for your enemy to fail.
Yeah, or cheer to fail.
Cheer them on to break.
I mean, and I guess that's what the Sharks are right now. We want them to fail. Pavelski's back. I mean, his injury, while it was a fluke, is one of the reasons. I mean, also Fleury let 5 shots go, but is 4 shots go, but it's a little bit of a fluke. He's back. It's Game 7 to move on. A lot of people think that the Sharks, after beating the Golden Knights, are the team to beat. It'll be like Sharks Bruins in the Stanley Cup final.
Well, I mean, they're probably the better team. If the Knights would have won, the Knights would have been on the road to the championship.
Yeah, I mean, if you win, you're on the road to the championship, right? So what happens today? Sharks and Avalanche. I know you want the Sharks to lose, but what actually happens?
Colorado wins.
Colorado wins.
Colorado beats
Patrick Waugh.
Colorado beats them. Oh, there's an old goaltender.
Yeah.
Colorado beats them in another high-scoring game. Beats them. Colorado's going to score with like 8 seconds to go.
High scoring, so over 8?
6-5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So we should go put our bets in now.
I mean,
You got the over end?
No, I just feel like it's gonna be high.
You haven't put your bets in on Twitter lately. You normally put a bunch of bets in.
I've just been focused on my life and some other things right now.
Oh, not as much betting.
No, I'm just saying I just didn't put
your
it in.
hitman job.
But right now, I would think Colorado beats them. There's just a lot of pressure on San Jose right now, and maybe they falter because of that.
I mean, is there pressure? Because now it's switched over to they got one of their good players, Pavelski being back.
I know they're home.
That's a big player to get back. They're like, hey, we brought it this far, and now we have Pavelski back.
So you see a low-scoring game.
Huh?
You see a low-scoring game.
I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me. I mean, it'll be on for me in the background tonight. I'll be switching back probably between the basketball and hockey game to see what's good.
Yeah.
And it's difficult for me. Something else I want to mention is, I got a little normally you're sending me dick pics and whatnot. No, just kidding. You never send me that. But normally you're sending me like random BS. I mean, your text messages don't have a lot of substance typically.
Come on, man.
I'm just kidding. And I'm not kidding. No.
on,
Normally we talk a lot of shit. You know, we tell basically we do this on text. But I got one of those, you know what your text remind me of? Is on Facebook like 10, 11 years ago. Everyone would give me like Farmville notifications. I'd get these constant Farmville notifications. No one plays Farmville anymore. And
how could that remind you of that when I've done that one time in 10 years?
You never done it, but it was like, that's why.
Okay,
it was weird that you never done it, and that's what it reminded me of. Okay. So I get this text about joining a baseball game online that I downloaded the app, but I haven't played it yet. So tell me what this load of shit is.
No, man, it's.
Hold on, where is it? Hold on.
I just started it. I just started it yesterday.
So MLB Tap Sports Baseball 2019.
So it's a baseball game on your phone.
And the graphics look great.
Yeah, it is. So it's basically like your own team. It's like your own dynasty team, and you have to build a contender. So like,
can we play in the same league?
Yeah, you could be in the same league, and then you could play each other. You could see how much better like that I am than you. You could build your dynasty, your roster. So you're going to start out with some bums, right? You're not going to have an all-star team right away.
So you start out with all Angelos. You're trying to get all Chris's.
You could have your own name. You could have your own name if you want.
Yeah. Or you start out with bums. You start out all Chris. Obviously, I'm the bum. Starting with all Chris's. You're actually good at baseball.
No, but listen. You could have you could build. So you could spend money on that, but obviously you're not spending money. You just do everything for free, but you're going to have to play and build your team.
It's the dynasty mode on a lot of games, but what makes it easier is that you don't need the $400 system. If it's fun enough, just do it on yourself.
Messing around, your kid's asleep, you got 10 minutes. You could play 10 minutes every other day just for messing around and you're building your team.
So it's like a porno replacement.
Whatever you want to make it, man. You're doing your own thing. So you're going to have, who's your favorite player? Clayton Kershaw?
Probably Kershaw, Bellinger,
Cody
Bellinger, let's say.
So you can build to get Bellinger. You need the more games you win.
But can I be the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
That's how cool is that?
I mean, I don't have Bellinger from the beginning?
No. You're going to have Urias and whoever. Like, you're going to have, like, some farm team guys and some idiots and stuff.
Okay.
So you're going to have to win some games, build up your money. You know, like, for every game you win, home run derby, you win money.
So it's an easy dynasty mode on your phone.
And you can eventually build, and if you have enough money, you could get like Bellinger and stuff like that.
The graphics is great. I gotta admit it. So that looks cool. If we could play in the same league, I'll play. If I'm just playing by myself, then I probably won't. That like goes back to our streaming idea too, right? Like on the Fandom podcast, we talked about streaming. We can also stream old school baseball games like baseball and Bases Loaded. Did you ever play Bases Loaded when you were a kid?
Of course I did on Nintendo. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
RBI.
So that'd be a good stream too, just to play those or playing
baseball,
each other.
That also the Galaxy, I can't think of the name right now, but the league that you played in space.
Mutant League?
No, dude, that's a great game, by the way.
Yeah,
that's on Nintendo. On Nintendo,
I don't remember that.
There was a baseball All Stars 2020 or something like that.
Oh, I never played that.
Or baseball, whatever it was. Yeah. It was you had you played in space. The arenas were in space. You had like crazy hitting. It was an awesome baseball game.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the ad in comic books. Never saw it.
You never played that game?
No.
That game.
You have it?
Yeah.
I got to figure out the streaming situation.
Yeah, you can play.
last but not least, I was dying to mention this throughout the fandom podcast. I've held it in as the closing conversation. I've never seen you wear that shirt. Respect to the Las Vegas. It looked like it was Las Vegas Stars, but now I see an alien on it.
Yeah,
so it is the 51s.
51s.
I thought it was the Stars because I saw the star. That looks like a cowboy
awesome
star.
If it had the Stars.
Well, what star? Oh, that star is Las Vegas. It's where Las Vegas is. Oh, how funny is that I saw the star before I saw the alien on your shirt.
Baseball since '83.
Yeah, that
so
was
it's
the
like
Stars.
So it's like respect for the Stars.
I mean, we just consider Stars, 51s, and Aviators the same
I
thing.
wish I had a Stars shirt. Remember those hats? Remember the hats we were talking about?
Oh, we found them for a minute.
Yeah, we found them. Like, we wanted to get. I need to get one of those. The Stars hats.
Yeah,
the shirt would be cool.
I respect the shirt though. Anyway, hey, maybe we should start doing the sports podcast first because it seems like the other one goes longer. And we get tired, and we also prepare.
We rocked the podcast. We're good to go.
Yeah,
we talked about the major things happening in sports right now. Is that part of the?
We didn't talk about. It was an important boxing match. You know, I like to fight sports the best. We don't talk about that shit anymore.
Do another episode later, another day.
Well, whatever. I think we need to drink coffee, not sodas.
We're done.
Anyway, find us at Chaotic Sports on Twitter, chaoticsports.com, and and if you want to find me directly at Chris Sard on Twitter. You guys have a great day. Thank you for listening. See you later.